Okay, this may be a bit of a hot take, but I think YouTube doubling the monetization watch hours is good for small creators. Hear me out. My name is Leisha. I've been on YouTube now since 2019. I'm still not monetized. And part of that is my own fault because of the number one advice you receive from anyone about growing on YouTube is be consistent. And I've never been that in the last, okay, that not true that I've never been that, but I've never been that for more than 52 weeks in the last 7 years that I've been on YouTube. So I can't blame anyone but myself that I'm not monetized. However, it, yes, the 4,000 watch hours already seems like a really high target, and hearing that it's now 8,000, it's actually not 8,000 right now. It won't be 8,000 until February 1st. So that also gives you some time to try to reach that threshold before then. But let me carry on. To hear that it's now 8,000 might sound a little daunting, but I think it can actually be good for small creators who have been sitting on the fence and haven't really gone all in or locked in, as they say with YouTube. And here's a couple of reasons why. Okay, I have some notes here. Okay, so if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes. Now, as I was saying, hear me out. I think YouTube monetization might be good for us. And by us, I mean you and I, if you're a small creator watching this. And by small creator, I mean our channels are small and or not monetized. Okay, so reason number one why this might be good for you is YouTube just gave you a deadline. YouTube just gave you a deadline to either poo or get off the loo. That's a good one. Poo or get off the loo. Okay, YouTube just gave you a deadline to either poo or get off the loo. So, with that clarity, the clock is ticking. You know that you've got from now until February 1st to either meet that 4,000 watch hour threshold or it's going to get harder. So you could decide right now, instead of thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to need 8,000 watch hours, to, oh my gosh, how am I going to get 4,000 watch hours between now and February 1st? Which technically, I think you should get it by January 1st to give them time to review and make sure you're in the YPP program before February 1st hits. Now, here's another way to look at it too. 4,000 watch hours sounds like a monetization goal, but it's really an audience and community building test. Like, if you can't get to the 4,000 watch hours, then 8,000 does sound like it's impossible. But if you have enough of a community and quality enough content that you've made it to 4,000 watch hours, then the stretch to now 8,000 isn't as hard as it seems. So instead of me being mad, I'm going to look like this. Instead of me being mad, I'm going to look at this change in monetization as if YouTube has sent me an eviction notice and I have until February 1st, technically January 1st, to get in before they change the locks. Now, another reason why this is good for you is because if it forces you to lock in, it forces you to figure out what exactly your YouTube channel is for. You could decide, yes, I want YouTube to pay me, and then that makes a very clear goal between now and the beginning of the year. But maybe you're also deciding that YouTube is actually supposed to be a platform to support your offline business, and you're only using it for that. So the YPP YouTube partner program is not only out of reach, but you don't care. Maybe this is also just a creative hobby, but you'll have to make a decision on that if you're going to achieve this goal or not. If you want YouTube to create opportunities, then yes, you're going to have to get serious about what that looks like. So maybe 8,000 watch hours does sound impossible because you're chasing a milestone that you never actually needed. If you're just using YouTube as a marketing funnel or a platform to share your goods and services that you're going to sell on a different platform, then meeting 8,000 watch hours isn't even that important to you. You want engaged content where people are asking you questions, giving you ideas to share other content, and you don't even care about watch time hours. Which brings me to another reason why it might be good for you. It makes the metrics definitely seem more like vanity. Yes, you know you have a goal of getting X number of watch time hours and you need X number of subscribers, but the bottom line is if you're not building community and engaging content, it's never going to make it to that threshold. So it's less important to pay attention to the numbers. I'm probably trying to psych myself out with some of these, but they're actually kind of working. So I'm gonna try to psych you out too. Okay, another hot take I have is that maybe making the goal harder will actually force us to make better content. Some people think that the reason why this threshold was added was to reduce the AI slop that's created. And I don't know if that's true, but it is going to make me personally as a creator try to be way more intentional and thoughtful about my content because I don't want people clicking off from trying to get to 4,000 watch hours. Lastly, it creates a sense of urgency like you've never had before. YouTube hasn't changed their rules this stringently in about 10 years. And so if you thought you had time, YouTube said, no, you actually don't. So, in conclusion, do I really think YouTube doubling the watch time hour requirement to 8,000 for content creators is good for us? I don't know. Ask me on February 2nd. I do know until then, I'm going to try to shift my own perspective to focus on what should I be doing to get there before the doors close. And if you have any ideas or tips or tricks on how you're going to do it, drop them in the comments and share them with me too.